What an absolutely awesome week it's been for mods on Farm Sim 25. Starting with an absolutely humongous drop coming on the Sunday last week, the 16th, and then just mod after mod after mod, update after update after update, dropping throughout the week. There have been a lot of mods to trawl through, but I think I've found the gems for you guys. So let me know in those comments down below if there's any that you think I've missed. The first mod that I want to direct you to this week is Sales Plus. This overhauls the discount system to be something more akin to realism. What it does is it now bases the price of the vehicle on the age and the maintenance of the vehicle. It also allows you to have up to 100 different items on sale at any one time. And finally, it allows you to get the item and not have to repair it immediately because all of the repairs have been done by the dealer. This is really cool because honestly, I wish there had been more things done to the dealership and the secondhand dealer specifically from 22, and was rather disappointed by the fact that it was exactly the same. The amount of items that you do get on sale on base game is kind of lackluster, so the fact there's going to be a lot on sale from the get-go is going to give you a much better chance at starting your farm up for cheap. With the Sales Plus mod, you can already see that we have a few more items on offer, and the discounts are not as high as they were before for the pure simple reason that they might not be as old or have as much work that needs doing to them. So here you only get 6% off, whereas normally most of the discounts were 50 to 60. Same here with the New Holland FR 780 is only £340,377, which is only 31% off. But that's because it is simply 45 hours of use time and it has been used for only 9 months, so not even a year. The other thing that this mod does is if we buy it real quick, you will see that you don't have to do any of the maintenance on it. You can just get in it and work away. There you go. See, as you can see in the bottom right, the bars are completely full. Now, what is interesting about this is, as a result, you're not really going to need to make any money, or you're not going to have the ability where on base game at the minute where you can make more money by simply repainting and reworking, because the dealer's already done that for you. So if we come here and have a look, obviously I can repair the paint condition, but it's not going to add that much value to it. So we paid 340 for it. If we come to vehicles and we go to sell it, we're not really making that much profit. So it does make it a lot fairer overall. I feel like this adds a bit more realism to it, because at the minute with base game and the fact that after the patch 1.61, you can buy an item from the secondhand store as long as you've got enough money that would require to fix and repaint it. You can do that and then sell it for a profit. This virtually eliminates that outside of the paint, but the paint doesn't add that much value to it. I really like this mod. I really like what it does and what it adds, and I like the fact that you're going to have so many more items up for sale that are more realistically priced. The transport trailer 19 meters and 25 meters mod is fantastic. It has some really nice customization with it, and more importantly, the 25 meter is more than long enough to transport the new Nexus gear, which makes it much easier to get around the farm, especially considering that the Nexus tends to travel at around 27 kilometers per hour or 15 miles per hour. And if you're using a farm that has fields big enough to actually warrant the Nexus, that's a lot of driving very slowly. Interestingly enough, it is important to note that when you do use this with the Nexus, you will have to fold or unfold certain modules in order to get it up the ramp. But outside of that, this piece of equipment is honestly brilliant. It comes with a number of features, including a header rail, which allows you to just put your header onto the trailer directly, and then the harvester behind it. This is a fantastic piece of kit and a great low loader, although it can be a little bit difficult to maneuver around your farm. You know a trailer is big when you can't zoom out anymore in the shop. This is the 25 meter trailer. Of course, the 19 meter trailer comes with exactly the same options. This just gives you a really good idea of what you're getting in for. Again, I use this on my farm to transport the Nexus, and once I figured out that all you got to do is fold sections of the Nexus away, actually makes transporting this a lot easier. However, it is primarily designed for like big headers and big machinery. So as you can see, you can have auxiliary shoes on, which are really, really useful if you are trying to get something especially heavy on the trailer. It stops it from moving around. You can have a cutting bar support, so you can choose from the 30 foot, the 45 foot, or the 60 foot. You can have a sugarcane support on it, and you can have just free, which is what I do when I use the Nexus. You've got your floors and extensions, so you can go standard. You can have rails on it for a bit of extra grip. You can have metal floor, wooden boards, extension with old boards, or just your normal standard. Also, as a note, you can press a button. I can't remember what function it is, but on my control panel, it's set to button 10. And you can make these flat, or you can keep them as wheel hubs to keep things in place. You can also have a ramp extension to make the ramp just a little bit longer. You can change from body 1 to body 2, which allows you to have ramps. Or again, if you're having your cutting bar support, you're probably going to want it to be body 2 over body 1. Realistically, there's no point in having ramps there if you've got a cutting bar on there. You can have a ramp warning sign, yes or no. You can have triangles, yes or no. You can have a number of different rear lamp models as well, which is rather nice to see. You can have round or not, and you can disassemble. You can have disassembled tires on the front of this just to add a little bit more realism. Although, as you can see, if you've got those on and you've got your cutting bar, it does sort of clip through it, so you're probably not going to want those on. You can have an oversized plate on the back. You can have side flags. You can have attachers for a trailer hitch if you wanted to cart something along behind you, say a trailer or something that you wanted to store things in as well. You can have the bumper model. You can change that from many different sides. I actually really like this one. I really like number 3. And then you can change all of your colors as well. You can change the main color. You can change your chassis color. You can change your support cutting frame color, and you can change the bumpers. There is a lot to customize on this. You can change the ramp color. Finally, you can change your rim color as well. So yeah, overall, very, very happy with this mod. A lot of customization. Again, generally, I'm just very happy because it now means I can transport my very slow-moving Nexa across the map with a bit more speed. Another very simple but very needed mod, in my opinion. This is a lime contracts mod, which gives you the ability to do liming for contracts. Now, this is something that, in my opinion, should be in base game, along with things like rolling and mulching. However, for some reason, FarmSim have never bothered putting it in, and they never actually added lime contracts in 22 that I could find, but I might have just been a bit of an idiot. However, this has come to 25 and just adds you another way of making some income, which is always a plus, especially since you go through so much lime that you've probably always got some stock in and you want a way to use it and get rid of it once you've done your own fields. This gives you that ability. It's really simple. It's really easy to implement. And again, it's just like the supply and transport contracts that we added last week. It just gives you more versatility and more jobs to do on the farm until you get to the point of owning that land. Just to showcase the lime contracts and what they look like, they don't seem to pay a huge amount, so you're going to have to work out whether it's going to be worth it. Remember, you pay for around £450 for 2,000 litres of lime, so as long as you can cover that and make some money, it's going to be good, but they don't generally tend to pay a lot, especially on these smaller fields. But it's nice to have something to do with it. I actually really like the fact that we have lime contracts now, as well as the supply and transport. Should have been base game from the start. Some competition for the modded ape here with the lizard cart. Yes, why not have a go-kart on the farm? This is the sort of crazy nonsense that I absolutely adore from modders, where you just wouldn't normally expect anything like this. It has no use, no purpose, but hey, racing around Riverbend Springs or Hooten Pantai in a go-kart sounds bloody fun to me. It is cheap, it is easy, and it's just a little bit crazy, and I absolutely adore it. Comes with lots of configuration options, and it looks like you can fit 3 on a trailer as well. If you're wanting something to do on the farm in multiplayer, this is probably the perfect thing for you. I would be interested to see which handles better, probably the go-kart out of this and the ape, but would be awesome to see people doing this sort of thing. More of this, bikes, carts, upgraded apes, just something stupid to just have fun with. It doesn't need to be serious farming all of the time. There is no hiding how excited I get over these silly little mods that are just there for fun. This is the Lizard Kart, and as you can see, when you start with basics, you start with very little. But there is an absolute shed ton of customization and a ton of colours you can change as well. You can change your wheel setup to tyres with lugs as well. You can have bumpers, you can have the back bumper, you can have the back two, you can have the frontal as well. You can have all bumpers on the side of it, just making it that little bit more ridiculous. You can have a spoiler if you want. You can have a protector on the bench. You can have your numbers. So you can have different numbers on the front of your little go-kart, which is great for racing. You can have a livery on it. You can choose from Lizard, John Deere, Case, Giants, Valtra, Messi Ferguson, New Holland, or no livery at all. You can have writings on the tire if you want, so you can have white writings or yellow. And then, like I say, you've got all your different colors that you can choose. So you can really customize this immensely. And again, it's got a top speed of 62 kilometers per hour, so it's not exactly a slouch. And it is going to be much better on the corners than the little ape. I love this. I think this is a fantastic little mod and something for multiplayers all around the world. Anything that gives us more productions on the farm is good, in my opinion. More things to use your crops on, more options available, and more ways to make money. This is a dessert factory, and it brings a ton of new desserts and things that you can put all of your ingredients in to make as much money as possible. I think this is a great mod. It does look like it's used the model from Zelonka for the spinnery, but other than that, I think it's great. It's simple. It doesn't seem to cost you that much, and you can make things like jam and mousse and sorbet and creme caramel. So yeah, I think this is great. It's simple, and again, more productions, more things to do on your farm, more reason to farm more things is always a good thing in my book. Your dessert factory then, like I said, looks wise, it looks like it is just a reskin of like the spinnery that came around in FS22 from Zelonka, but productions wise itself, it is much more different. I love it. I love anything that gives us more customization and more versatility to really utilize your farms to the fullest degree. Once you've got your dessert factory, you're going to have to look and see what you're going to need to make each thing. You can make chocolate brownies, chocolate fondue, chocolate mousse, creme caramel, strawberry jam, and strawberry sorbet. Each one does seem like it takes a fair bit of ingredients, so you're going to be looking at sort of like a cake level production. For example, the chocolate brownie takes butter, chocolate, sugar, flour, and eggs, and it generally does store a decent amount as well. You can have 50,000 liters of butter, 100,000 liters of chocolate, 150,000 liters of eggs, 40,000 liters of flour, 60,000 liters of milk, 150,000 liters of strawberry, 150,000 liters of sugar, and 80,000 liters of water. Price-wise, they don't sell too badly. You've got your chocolate brownie here selling for 5,500. You've got your chocolate fondue selling for 7,000. You've got chocolate mousse going for 9,000. You got creme caramel going for about 5,000 as well. There is a huge selling potential with this, but as you can see, there is a huge dip as well, with a price difference of around £1,000 for best selling to worst selling. Overall, cracking mod, lots of really good productions that you can add to it, and gives you a reason to farm all of these things out. As we all know, the front loaders, wheel loaders, telehandlers, etc. were a little bit light on the ground when the game first dropped. However, this Volvo LH pack will really help with the bigger moving on your farm. It comes with the 120 and the 180 and allows you to customize them quite a bit to just really handle all of your heavy loading needs if you want that more authentic feel on the farm. I think this pack looks amazing and it works really well. Again, just giving you more options and more tools that you can use on your farm to really help it move along. Nothing makes me happier than seeing a big Volvo on the farm, and these are some of the biggest wheel loaders you can get thus far. The L180H is the bigger of the two that you get with the LH pack. You have a ton of customization, and it comes with 333 horses, a power shift gearbox, top speed of 40 kilometers per hour, and weighing in at 26.9 tons. It looks amazing, and it's going to be really, really useful to have on and around your farm, especially if you're doing more industrial type productions like stone and things like that. You can change the wheel brand. You can change the setup from agriculture to construction, which I really like. You can change the warning signs so you can have different ones on it, which is really good as well. You can change the speed sticker if you want. You can have a safety frame on there as well, just for extra realism. You can have a safety beacon. You can have a beacon-like design, so you can change what it actually looks like on there as well. And then you can change all of your colors here as well. Decent amount of customization and a really useful tool to have on your farm. I really, really like it. I think that this is pretty damn good overall and is going to get you a lot of use on your farm. So there you have it. That was this week's best mods of the week. There are some absolute corkers this week and tons of little mods and mod updates that came as well. Giants have really upped the ante with how many mods they're pumping out, so hopefully that backlog will start to come down. But let me know in those comments down below if there was any that you thought I've missed, any that you want to see added, and generally what your thoughts are on the mod situation. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.